So if you don't already know her, she's very up and coming as a musician, and like I'm kind of obsessed already.
Aww.
And your music is so good. It's all about like body positivity stuff, right?
Yeah.
We actually met Elle because we did the model call and you modeled for us.
Yeah.
So we're gonna see a lot of your face all over Ivory and Maine now.
Yeah, and I saw the photos. They look incredible.
I need to figure it out. I need to lose weight somehow. He goes on to tell me I should probably start taking laxatives.
So basically, go and yourself.
No. I had a crazy professor, this old woman in front of the whole class, tell me, "You're so beautiful, but you know you have to lose the weight, right?" Like,
wow.
In front of I sobbed, like, left the room. I'm cool with the word fat now, like, you know, like.
Me too. I could care less.
I'm fat. Great.
I don't care.
Great.
Same. People have like messed up.
I actually went to fat camp, so.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
did.
It was wake up every morning. We had to go on like a 5-mile walk. And then you had like certain little portions of meals they gave you. Like that was it.
Like, did you feel like, okay, I'm here to like lose weight, or they just made like fun activities to keep you moving all day?
Oh no, it was all about losing weight.
Oh my God.
You had to mark your calories like every meal and say how much you ate. And then you had to
Do
weigh
they even
in.
have that anymore? I feel like that's like abuse in some.
Honestly?
It has to be.
I think it really should end. The one that I went to is completely gone. You guys just feel like you're like sisters. I don't know.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
We are.
Did anyone see? It's a Disney short that they made about a plus size ballerina, and
I
she's
need
a
to
child.
watch
She's a
it,
kid
like, right now.
She's a little girl. Disney just introduced their first plus size heroine in a short film about body dysmorphia. You try to eat a little bit better, but like at the end of the day, it's like I don't. It is. This is it. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
But I have another point. Like, who is he to say that curvy girls can't be models?
Yeah,
First of all,
Well, I'm
they
pretty
can't
sure
be
the
beautiful.
store's representation that that's not true.
And
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of
Brides, Booze, and Boobs. We have a guest here today, someone who you've never seen before.
Hi.
We have Elle Baez.
I'm Elle. I'm so excited
Right?
to
That's
be
how
here.
you say your
Yeah,
last
that's
name?
perfect.
Okay,
Elle
awesome.
Baez.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Love it. So if you don't already know her, she's very up and coming as a musician, and like I'm kind of obsessed already.
Oh,
Like actually, I saw you and I was like, wait, I love her. And your music is so good. It's all about like body positivity stuff, right?
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That one yesterday, we were like, oh my God, this is her song.
You were in a video, but she was like listening to it at the I think it was the desk, or we were in the back. I don't remember. And then she was like, "That's Elle," and I was like, "Oh, that's cool," thinking that you just were doing. And then I was like,
video.
"Wait!" And then she was like, "No, that's her singing." And I was like, "Wait, what?"
Oh,
Yeah, it was a
I was
video
like,
you
oh my God,
posted
that's awesome.
yesterday.
Oh yeah, thank you.
If you want to give a shout out to your tour, you can.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
going on tour. I leave November 6th, and I'll be hitting up 6 different cities on the East Coast. So if you're in Philly, Richmond, Nashville, Boston, DC, or New York City, you should come. It's called the Divinely Empowered Tour, and it's about empowering yourself and, you know, your beauty inside and out. And
It's so great.
I love that so much.
I want people to leave feeling like just invincible. And
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
that's
can't
my
wait
goal.
until you're like big and famous, and I'm like, I knew her.
you knew me.
Hopefully, I still know you at that
really.
point.
Oh, yeah.
Fly me in your private jet.
Yeah. Oh my God, girl, I got you. I'll give you front row
take-
tickets, backstage pass, everything.
Oh my God, I love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. So love the body positivity stuff. We actually met Elle because we did the model call, and you modeled for us.
Yes.
So we're gonna see a lot of your face all over Ivory and Maine now.
Yeah, and I just saw the photos. They look incredible. I'm obsessed. Yeah.
They
really,
came out
really
so
good.
good.
Yeah.
We had a great group of girls
Yeah.
this time. It was really amazing.
Shout out to Photos by Siobhan.
Yeah, she did an amazing
They
job.
look
But we
so
worked with
good.
Siobhan a
Really
bunch
did.
of times,
Yeah.
but she really is great. And
Yeah.
doing it in Sayville, I feel like this was like the biggest shoot I think that we've done since before COVID, really, like with the most girls. And I feel like bringing it back to like the home base of like Sayville and just being like going out into the streets and like kind of like was nice to just be like, wow, we're like doing it again. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just so excited that we have the models up again.
Yeah, and some of the pictures with like the village in the background, they came out so nice like that. And you don't really need like a crazy venue to do pictures. Like right here is
or even your shop. Like
like it was just nice
pictures
to
were
be
in the
like
shop.
here and just have like that whole.
Yeah.
It was nice to feel it again and not be like, oh God, the mask and you know. Like, I'm all for like protecting. Don't get me wrong. 100%. Protect yourself. Don't get sick. But it was nice to not have to, you know, to do the shoot and just be like, back to, it felt like a little bit of normalcy, really. It was really nice. But we have a bunch of stuff to talk about today.
Oh my God, wait, I have to fill everyone in.
Oh God.
On a conversation I had last night.
Okay.
Corinne knows because we had a very heated discussion about it right after.
A heated text discussion.
Well, yeah, voice memos and then text.
Okay, I want to know.
So I sent Corinne like the longest voice memo because last night around like what, 9 o'clock, 9:30, 9:45.
It was kind of like,
it was late.
I feel like it was later. I'm gonna go look now. Go on. I'm listening.
I got off the phone with a conversation with my dad.
Okay.
Woo! So much fun. I think everyone here knows that every time I talk to my dad, I hear are you losing weight for your wedding? Like you're losing weight for the wedding, right? You're losing like 50 pounds. So recently he encouraged me to get my blood work done because I haven't done it since I was like in high school. Because like I'm really bad with that, like, you know.
You're very young too, but it's
so
okay.
He was like, go get your blood work done. He was like, and just make sure you're in good health. And so he calls me last night. He was like, I just wanted like an update on how your blood work went. And he was like, what were the results? And I was like, oh, I'm like perfectly healthy. I'm just deficient in vitamin D and B12. So now I'm taking those supplements. And he was like, so did she say anything about your weight? He was like, she checked your thyroid, right? And I was like, yes, and I'm perfectly healthy. And she didn't say I needed to lose any weight. She said I'm fine. She actually, weight didn't even come up in the conversation. And he was like, oh, well, we definitely need to figure something out then, because obviously if it's not your thyroid, it's something, and you need to figure it out. I'm like, okay, Dad, thank you. So, but then
infuriating.
The conversation got worse.
It did. How does it get worse?
It just like went downhill from
It was
there.
like, and
so how does it get worse?
So I sent Corinne.
Fast.
Yes, I sent Corinne a voice memo, and as she listens to my voice memos, she responds. So
like I'm into like the sentence 2, and I'm like,
so I'm watching,
you know, texting
all caps. OMG. Next one. Oh my God. Next one. Is he kidding? And I'm like, so you're listening and reacting. I see. Because in the voice memo too, I was like, don't worry, it gets worse, because then after talking about, you know, it could be a thyroid problem, I need to figure it out, I need to lose weight somehow, he goes on to tell me I should probably start taking laxatives.
So basically, go and shit yourself.
No.
I was like, I'm pretty sure that that's called an eating disorder.
That is
Thank you, Dad.
dangerous.
Thank you for encouraging me to not take care of my body.
I know your dad doesn't watch this, but like, I'm just mortified by the behavior.
Somebody would even recommend that is absolutely
But I feel like we were talking about this. This is what parents do.
Yeah.
No,
This generation is like, because my father did the same thing to me in my 20s. And I was like, and at that point, I was probably, I'll show you pictures later. I'll have to send Danielle one. She can plug it in. Plug in a picture of yourself too, so that people can see. I was losing weight, probably like a 12, 14. And my dad was like, my father was like, you're still too heavy. And I was like, how is that possible? Like, what more can I do? I was working out almost every single day, doing like
probably,
jumping
like, starving
around,
yourself.
like just no, you know what? I was eating, but I was just doing so much like moving around, and my job, I was always moving. So, and he was just like, you need to lose weight. And I was like, wow. He's like, you're going to die. Like legit was like, you're going to die.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right. And it used to, now looking back on it, I'm just like, whatever. And I don't really talk about it with like a ton of people, especially not on a podcast.
But there's something about like sharing it with the whole world that it's like, okay, this is what's happening in my personal life. But like, I feel like a lot of people do go through it, and that it's like not talked about enough.
No,
especially in this community of like, hey, we all get it. We all hear the same things. And then my dad went on to say also too, he's like, when you're skinny, you're so beautiful. And I said to him, I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm beautiful now as is. And he's like, oh yeah. And he was like, but like when you're skinny, like everyone calls you a model. I'm like, okay. but
My
I'm
father does the
still,
same thing. Like, you can, like, think about what you would look like. You're so beautiful. If you lost the weight, think about how much more beautiful you would be. You could be a model. You could be this. You could be that. And I was like, well, I could be a plus size model. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, at that time, I was already past my... But still, like, you know, that's what you think about. But after a while, and I said this to Leah last night, like, you start to just be like, you have to just be like, okay, I have to take it where it's coming from.
Yeah.
Like, now I just look and I'm like, okay, well, I don't really think that he looks healthy, and he's very thin. So to me, I'm just like, whatever. Like, I get it. You're fixated on weight, but that can't be my life. Like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
So, I totally, like, get where she's coming from. And I don't know why, it's like a father thing. But I know mothers that do it too.
I'm the opposite,
God, I've
actually,
seen so
which
many
is
mothers.
so
Really?
funny. Yeah,
Really?
like, my dad has never really at all. Like, he's always been very, like, encouraging. But then my mom, I think she's had her own things about it. And, like, I love her, so I'm not going to say anything. Like, she's been there supportive. But
Right.
when I was younger, it was putting me on a million diets.
Yeah.
I've done, like, everything. Like,
Yeah.
if you name the diet, I
did
have
it,
done
too.
it at, like, age 10.
Yeah.
like,
I feel the
not
same way
normal.
about that too. Like, my
Yeah.
mom was very supportive of me always, but she'd
Yeah.
be like, you know, okay, you're gaining weight. Let's do Weight Watchers.
Yeah.
And they were all very thin.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow,
yeah,
really?
my
Okay.
whole one side of the family is like very thin, and then my biological father's side is heavier. Like
Okay.
my aunts and stuff like that were heavier. So I'm assuming I get it from there, because like literally no one on my mom's side is heavy at all. Like, they're all like stick figures. So for me, we talked about this. I was like 5'5" in 5th grade and like a size 7, and they were like, oh, she's heavy. But I wasn't.
You weren't.
I wasn't. But to them, they were all
was-
5'2" and like a size 2. So I was.
Yeah.
And I don't, like, I don't like blame them, but I get it. But they just didn't see, like, you know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, people have like
Yeah.
messed up.
I actually went to fat camp, so.
Did you really?
Yeah, I
What?
did. So I was
Wait,
sent
can
to
you
fat
tell us
camp.
about
Yeah, it was. I went twice actually.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and it's crazy though, because I would lose so much weight and come back and be like a size 12, and then be like, wow, like.
And then
'cause
you'd gain it.
I'd gain it all back like over the course of the year and be back to like an
Yeah.
18. But for me, like. When I was the 12 though, I still thought I was so fat. Like, I was like, oh my, I'm like
Yeah,
fat now.
that's
I'm,
what happens.
It's still I'm cool with the word fat now. Like, you know, like.
Me too. I could care less.
I'm fat. Great.
I don't care.
Great.
Same.
Back then I was like, oh my God, like, it's the end of the world. Like,
Right.
I'm a 12. And then,
Yeah.
like, looking at photos, I'm like, I was so freaking thin. Like, that's crazy to me. But yeah, fat camp was craziness. It was wake up every morning. We had to go on like a 5-mile walk. And then you had like certain little portions of meals they gave you. Like, that was it.
Right.
You had to
But like,
write
did you
down.
did you know, like, okay, obviously you knew you were there.
Oh,
But like,
yeah.
did you feel like, okay, I'm here to like lose weight, or they just made like fun activities to keep you moving all day?
Oh no, it was all about losing weight.
Oh my God.
You had to mark your calories like every meal and say how much you ate. And then you had to
Do
weigh
they even
in.
have that anymore? I feel like that's like abuse in some.
Honestly,
Isn't it? It has to be.
I think it really should end. The one that I went to is completely gone, because the one I went to was all about fat grams, and they wanted you to eat like under 10 grams of fat a
Oh
day.
God.
I have to tell you, I don't think, and I know this is going to be controversial. I'm all for like parents like piercing their kids' ears and stuff like that. Like, I'm not that parent. That's
Yeah.
not my thing. Like, I'm like, it's your kid, do what you want.
Yeah.
But that, I feel like if you want to go to a camp, I feel like you need to be of age. Like, who's your parents to say that you need to go to fat camp?
And also,
nothing
did you
against
like?
your parents though.
But
Yeah.
did you approve it? Were you like, yeah, I'm willing to go?
Yeah, I was like, okay, let's
brought
do
it
it.
up?
Like, I guess like if
I was what?
Who brought it up?
Honestly, I think like all of us. Like, it was kind of like a. I
Oh my
think.
God.
Like, you watch the movies, I don't know, and like I think my mom might have looked it up, and then I looked into it, and I was like, okay, like, let's go. Like, at that point, I was just like, okay,
Yeah,
you know,
but
and
you were willing to go. I feel
Yeah.
like the kids that are like, I don't want to go, shouldn't be.
yeah, shouldn't be forced to go.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, but I would get so into it too. Like, they brainwash you there. So like, I would come home and be like, I cannot eat anything, and like I wouldn't eat, and then I would like reach a point where I think my brain was like, what are you doing? And then I would eat again and
Yeah.
then gain it all back. So, and I was so obsessed with counting my calories. Like, it was so scary. I was like, I know if you like show me any piece of food, I know how many calories and how many fat grams and like everything, because I just know from my whole life.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the craziness that I went through, and then I gained all of it back like by the end of high school, went to college, was big in college, and then I had a professor tell me like I wouldn't be successful as a performer unless I lost the weight. I had a crazy professor, this old woman in front of the whole class, tell me, "You're so beautiful, but you know you have to lose the weight, right?" Like,
Wow.
in front of I sobbed, like, left the room.
Like, how could you not? That's like mortifying.
In front of everyone?
In front of everyone. And I had just lost so much weight. Because that between my sophomore and junior year, when the other professor told me, I was like, okay, let me just lose weight this summer. So I, like, didn't eat. I did, like, shakes all summer, like protein shakes. Do not do this. Do not do this.
Yeah.
I was not healthy. And then she told me that when I was literally, like, a size 12 again. I got back to a 12. And then after that, at that point, that was my breaking point. And I said, screw this. It was my senior year. I said, I'm going to eat what I want. I gained all my weight back. Now I'm at, like, my normal, this is how my body is meant to be.
Yeah, it's where your body wants to be.
Yeah. And I work out. I'm healthy. I do what I got to do, and I'm happy. But it took me so long. It took me so long to get to that point. So
it takes a long time, because especially when you have, like, other people, like, telling you, or, like, outside influences, it takes a lot to, like, shake it off. And honestly, not everyone can do that.
Yeah.
Like, people never get to that point where they just don't care what other people think. And this is what I said to you last night, too. They're so fixated on what other people think. Like, they don't want to know that their daughter is walking around, like, this city as a plus size person.
Yeah.
Like, it's better if you're a representation of me.
Like, they don't
so
want to
you
associate.
need to look like the way that you need to look.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
exactly, I feel like, what my dad was getting at last night of, like, you know, he's like, you get a lot of attention from men, too. I'm like, well, I'm also engaged. I don't really need attention from men. I just care about attention from my fiance.
Yeah.
But he's like, yeah, so you get a ton of attention from men, and everyone calls you a model when you lose the weight. And it's just like, but I don't know. It's, when he says stuff like that, it makes me want to do a big ol' fuck you.
Yeah.
And be like, I'm gonna eat whatever
not
I
flipping off
want,
you.
and I'm gonna do everything, like, in my ability to just be happy, and, like, I'm gonna gain weight, and, like, it's almost like I want to do it out of spite, but then I'm like, I need to focus on, like, what I want to do, because right now, you know, honestly, I want to get to a point in my body where I'm comfortable.
Yeah.
So, like, I am taking the necessary, like, actions in order to, you know, be confident and comfortable in my body, which I have been losing a little bit of weight. But that's all for me. And I think that's totally valid to do when it's for you, but I'm not doing it for anyone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it has to be what you want and what your body feels. And, like, now I just listen to my body. Whatever I want to eat, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
And it might be an apple that day, or it might be at McDonald's. Like, I don't know. Like, whatever I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Like,
Totally
so,
get it. That's the way I am, too.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to eat it, at this point, I'm going to, and that's just it.
Yeah.
But
you know, you try to eat a little bit better, but, like, at the end of the day, it's like, I'm not, this is it. Like, this is it.
Yeah.
But I have another point. Like, who is he to say that curvy girls can't be models?
Yeah,
First of all,
Well, I'm
they
pretty
can't
sure
be
the store
beautiful.
is representation that that's not true.
And I'm
You
like,
should send him the photo shoot. Be like,
so now at this
well,
point,
I just can't imagine now I met your father.
Yes.
But I can't, in a funny way. Because he didn't
he
realize
never
who
said
I was.
anything to me,
but I'm
obviously.
wondering, like, does he think of, like, when he sees other people, does he feel like that?
wait, did I tell you what he said to me when I first got the job?
No.
He was like, well, you can't become plus size now. He's like, you have to really be on top of it. I'm like, is it a pandemic?
God.
It must be
You
contagious.
can't
It
become
must be
plus
contagious.
size.
You know, it must be from when I hold you down in the back room and shove donuts down your throat.
You like choke me out.
F you, Leah, eat this munchkin.
So it's like, I can laugh about it now, but I genuinely feel so bad for little me.
What do you think about
Going
that, Dad?
through
I'm
this-
making her fat.
Yeah.
Going
Sorry.
through this when I was like a teen. Actually, it started when I was like 4.
Yeah.
Like, this started from the time I can remember.
But these are just his insecurities being projected onto.
I know that now,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
young me didn't.
Well,
And
no,
young me
nobody
thought-
does, yeah.
Young me thought I needed my father's validation in order to, like, you know, be successful in life. And he was always disappointed in me. Like, I always heard it. If I wasn't, like, a size 4 or 6, I always heard it from my father. Wow. So that's just where... And, like, now I'm, like, a size 10, 12. And I'm just like, okay. Like, I don't get it. But whatever.
I mean, 10, 12. I don't think that's.
It's like not.
I know.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
I
like,
can't even.
I was like, you
a
realize you're asking me about my blood work as if you think I'm going to, like, croak and die
Yes.
any
Yeah.
second.
Hello.
Like, I'm obese.
I'm telling you, this is what they think. My father was the same way. There has to be something wrong. I'm like, everything is fine.
Yeah.
I must have a really slow metabolism.
That's
I'm like,
what it
this
is.
is just what it is.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing is, like, even like when I'm working out, it does take me like a little bit longer to like lose weight. Like, it just is. It is.
Yeah,
how
it is. And you know what? Then the
Like,
other
buzz off, dude.
Wait, the other thing he said to me too. Here we go. So he was like, imagine, I don't even know where this came up, but he goes, imagine you lose all this weight for the wedding, and then you gain like 80 pounds on the honeymoon.
What?
I like
I don't even know what that means.
At this point in my life, I just can't help but laugh at it because it's just so asinine.
What?
Literally asinine. And so
Gain 80 pounds, like, okay, that's unhealthy. What the heck?
so he just thinks like, if I don't know, and then he comes across as like, I'll do anything for you, I'm trying to help you. So young me was like, oh my god, he really cares about me, I'm really disappointing him because I'm gaining weight.
But he does care about you. This is just his insecurities.
Yeah.
He does. It's not that he doesn't love you, because I don't think that my father doesn't love me, especially because we were so disconnected for so many years. I don't think that's what it is. I think it's just their insecurities being projected. He just doesn't, and they're kind of like narcissists.
Yes.
I'm whispering it.
Yeah. I don't know. We have, so Corinne and I are very similar people.
Yeah.
And we have very
I already
similar
could tell
families.
when I first met you guys.
Really?
You guys just feel like you're like sisters. I don't know.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
We are.
The way you like communicate, and
You should have seen our interview.
Oh my god, it's like an hour long.
Oh my god, really?
Chatting.
Yeah.
I literally like kicked my feet up at one point.
You were
I
like,
walked out and I was like, I'm hiring her. And they were all like, fuck. They were like, fuck, she's got a new favorite. Damn it.
oh my god.
From the get-go. But yeah,
Yeah.
we're like, literally we wear the same things almost every day.
It's so, and not planned.
Yeah,
like,
not
you just
planned
come in
at
and I'm like,
all.
seriously, go home and change.
Yeah, like the other day when you and Elle were here,
Yeah.
and she literally she walks in, she goes, go home. And I was like, what do you mean? And then I looked at her outfit, I looked at my outfit, I was like, oh.
It's
We're
happened
doing
so
this
many
again.
times. It's
That's
just
so
very
cute
funny.
though.
I guess.
Wow.
I mean, we don't plan it at all.
I mean, listen, there's only so many black outfits, you know what I
True.
mean?
Yeah.
But it's just funny that, like, you know.
Every time it's like dress boots.
Yeah,
or
dress
like
boots or,
blazer,
like, yeah.
t-shirt. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm running out of laundry, so I have my like white sweater on now.
Yeah, you got your comfy sweater
my
on.
comfy. It's like podcast day, comfy sweater.
Yeah.
Love
But,
it.
yeah, so that's us.
But we definitely have, like, there's similar things that we've gone through, like, growing up or whatever it is, like, just, like,
Yeah.
situations. I'm like, oh my god, I've done that, or I've been through that. So when she told me about her father, I was like, this is so bizarre. Because even, too, like, my parents got divorced when I was very, very young, except the only thing is she had communication. I didn't have communication with my dad. So, like, that part of it. But my stepdad raised me, and he didn't do that, like, with the weight thing.
Yeah.
But I will say though, like, again, like we were talking about, like, your parents and like that, a lot of girls out there have this with like their moms. Like, we see the moms come in here and sit down with them, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
knowing like what I went through and then listening to some of these mothers, the things that they say to the girls, I'm just like, do you hear yourself? Like, honest to God, do you hear yourself? Like, because you sound ridiculous, and everybody else thinks you sound like a moron.
Yeah.
So it's just absolutely terrible, and I hate saying that, but they do. They just, it's such a terrible thing to, like, the girl standing up there, she's got this beautiful dress on, she looks amazing.
She looks
and all the
confident
mother
and
is focusing
happy.
on is, you're going to lose weight, right?
Yeah.
And then they'll pull me aside and they go, so she's going to lose like 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So like what
my
size
God.
would you
Wait,
recommend
The
ordering?
best one is when they pull you aside and they go, listen, this is a beautiful gown, but can you have her try this on? Because I think this would look better on her.
And it's usually like a full, like,
Yeah, full on.
Oh my God,
up
no.
to here.
No, it is not.
sleeves, Like, it's the whole, yeah.
Oh
it's
god,
the
I'm so
whole-
horrified.
The whole thing.
When that happens, I'm just gonna be like,
yeah.
Yeah. It's,
So
it's
so how do you
actually not
handle
fun.
that though? Are you just like, okay, and you
I
let
ignore
do
them.
that?
So
Oh, okay.
I don't ignore them. I go,
No, I'm
okay, no
like-
problem. And then I take the dress because honestly, they are the mom and I get it. And whatever, I don't know the relationship between the mother and the bride. So I take the dress in the back and then I literally tell the bride, I go, your mom really wants you to try this on. If you want to, that's totally up to you, but I'm bringing it back just to appease her.
Okay.
So you decide what you want to do.
So I guess that is
because
usually
you're as a stylist, you're for the bride. You're here for
Yeah,
the bride. You're here to
exactly.
be on their side
Yeah.
and do what they want you to do, not what their family wants you to do.
Yeah.
So I guess I don't ignore them, but mentally I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
And then I will do what Corinne does, and I'll bring the dress back there, and I'll be like, this is what they pulled out for you. If you want it, like, it's true. You sometimes have to have them put the dress on to appease them so that they can realize that that was not a good idea.
And a huge mistake.
Yeah.
And then see how uncomfortable their daughter looks.
That doesn't always...
No,
sometimes
they
that
don't care.
backfires.
Yeah.
Because then they're like, oh, look how beautiful you look. And the daughter's like, I hate this frock. Like, it's just not what she's looking for.
Yeah. And sometimes you'll watch, like, the parents or, like, whoever it is beat them down so much by the end of the appointment. They're just,
they don't even want to buy anymore. They're
like,
done.
I need to get out of here. I need to go home. And then I've been there in that position so many times before that I know she's going home and she's going to go cry, which is, like, my worst nightmare.
I would just like to say a word of advice. If you know that this is the type of situation that you have or relationship that you have with your mom or whoever you're coming with, come by yourself with a friend and then get your dress, and then we'll make you like a fake appointment. We'll do a fake appointment for you. And we'll pull like 4 or 5 dresses and then the dress that you chose, and then, you know, we can do that because at the end of the day, it's supposed to be a fun experience. We've had so many girls leave here crying because they're just like, I can't make a decision with this woman here or my sister here or whoever it is. And sometimes it's not just one person. Sometimes it's the whole party you brought. Exactly. They're just
not. Oh my God, that's the worst.
They're just not.
That makes me so sad.
Really
and then
terrible.
every time I walk back into the fitting room area with the girl, I'm like, are you okay? Like, you
It's
have to have like a
saddest
mental
thing.
check in with them.
God.
You almost become like, in a way, not that they're like, I don't want to say you're a therapist, but you're like kind of like a therapist mediator type of thing.
Yeah.
Like, you're not really like giving them advice, but you're trying to like keep the energy up because it is their bridal appointment, but you're also trying to be like, this looks beautiful on you. Like, you're trying to be like her hype person when clearly she didn't come with any.
Yeah.
And it's sad that people have to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's just
nice.
like-
Welcome to the depressing team. I'm just kidding.
No, but
kidding.
trying to
There's
just
so many
be
good
there for
moments.
them.
There's so
and like,
many good
yeah.
moments.
Yeah. No,
It's just
and
that one.
we've
Like,
already, like,
those-
our first bride was like such a moment for me. So I cried.
Yes. Oh, I
was like,
I
oh my
cry
God.
sometimes
I
too,
cry
which is
all
a
the
lot
time.
because
Yeah.
I don't usually
Yeah.
cry.
But so the podcast and viewers don't know that you're actually employed with us.
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
not
you can
on-
tell them.
So yes, not only is Elle an up and coming pop star, is that what you would call yourself? Pop star?
You know,
genre?
at first I felt so weird, like, being like, I'm a pop star, but you know what? I've come to like start manifesting.
I know
so.
you're gonna be like the next big thing. So
I love it.
we
the goal.
snatched her while we could.
Yeah. We're in. I'm just kidding.
But not only is she doing that, she's also working with us now for a little bit. So you can come in and have her as your stylist potentially. She's still in training.
Could you imagine, like, whatever, like, like, just, like, in that general, like, what about, like, Lizzo or, like, Adele? Like, their first jobs. Could you imagine being like, Lizzo helped me when she worked at Macy's?
I know.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's just, I don't know, it's cool.
I
Yeah.
can totally see.
It's
I mean,
exciting.
And
I
but
like
this
it.
job
And
just
you're
felt so
fabulous, so.
right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
But it just felt so right because, like, with my music and my platform, like, what I'm doing with body positivity and empowerment, and then to, like, meet you guys and come in here and see what you're doing, it just felt so right. And I'm just really glad to be helping and spreading more of the message that I want to spread.
So that's the most point. I love that too.
Yeah.
That is the
Yeah.
point because, like,
Yeah.
you just want to, like, get that, even with those girls that are, like, down. It's like, your whole point is, like, to help them feel like they can look beautiful no matter what. So
Yeah.
that's, like, at the end of the day, that's really what it's all about. So
Yeah. And I say all the time, like, I'm trying to build, like, this community here where everyone can, like, feel comfortable. And, like, it's not just Irene, me, and the bridal boutique, but we're, like
a
your
safe
curvy
space.
godmother.
Yeah.
And, like, you're a safe space for you. Like, we're going to direct you to other companies that you can trust, that you're not going to feel like, you know, they're looking
Judged.
at you a different
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
because of your weight, you know? So that's the whole point of being here.
Did anyone see? It's a Disney short that they made about a plus size ballerina, and
I
she's
need
a
to
child.
watch
She's a
it, like,
kid
right now.
She's a little girl.
Is it on
and
YouTube?
I am just like, no. I'm thinking it's on the Disney Plus channel, right?
Oh, can we watch it?
Yeah.
We can watch it. Well, not
Because-
right now, but Disney just introduced their first plus-size heroine in a short film about body dysmorphia. Her name is Bianca. She battles her own reflections, overcoming doubt and fear by channeling her inner strength, grace, and power. It's part of Disney's short circuit series of experimental films focusing on body image and the importance of developing and protecting your own self-esteem. It centers around a young ballet dancer who battles her own reflection as she overcomes self-doubt by channeling her inner strength and power. So this is Bianca.
Oh,
We'll send it. Danielle can plug in. She's so adorable. I am already absolutely in love with Bianca. I want to adopt her.
That takes me back to when I was a kid in dance, and all the other little girls were so skinny, so, like teeny tiny, and I always had that preteen, that little belly. Oh my god, I can totally relate.
I did that too because I took jazz. And I remember
I had absolutely and I was always horrible the biggest experiences girl. In dance.
I was always the biggest girl.
This will be great for young girls because it's that's honestly when it starts. And I'm not gonna lie, I felt myself do it to Gianna when she was little too, because you know what you went through, and then you're oh god, maybe don't eat that cookie. Do you know what I'm saying? It's kind of hard to get away from it, but now I try not to do that anymore. Now I'm just do you need to eat so much junk? Not for that reason, but I'm just it's just bad for your health in general. I don't care if you're size 16. I don't I don't care about that.
Yeah.
But this I just think is so amazing because there's so many little kids that would love to do that, and they shy away because of what other maybe this will really empower them. I think it's great. I don't think there's ever been anything like this.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Never.
A Disney thing? No,
except for
princess thing?
No, never.
I mean,
I need to watch it.
Having even a plus size Disney princess would just change everything.
Wasn't Fiona?
I mean, kind of.
But
not when she was
not when she was the
only
princess, right? Only when she was an ogre.
That's fucked up. It's only the enemies, the villains.
The villains,
who are
There's actually a whole article about that.
Well,
I read
the Little Mermaid.
Yeah.
Not the Little Mermaid. What's
Ursula.
her face? Ursula. Was plus
all
size.
Of them are plus size and of color. All of the people like that are the villain. And then everyone else is
Wait, was what's her name? What's the Dalmatians? Why am I drawing such blanks on Disney right now?
Cruella. She wasn't. No, she wasn't. But God forbid her being old though. I mean, they're all
she
old.
Was she was old.
Plus size.
Even Cinderella's they made her look very old with the hair.
Yeah.
Very that's crazy.
Evil.
Yeah. I'm super excited for this. I don't know how long it is and where you can even see it. I'm trying to. There's a trailer online. It looks like it's on YouTube. You can watch it on Twitter. It says, and I'm assuming you can watch it on Disney Plus. It just says it's a Walt Disney animation. So
I need to. That's incredible.
Yeah,
and I can totally relate to that because I remember being in
it says Disney
my
Plus.
Dance classes. I did tap, jazz, ballet, and gymnastics. Always wearing my little leotard and always being one of the bigger girls in the group. And then between having that and my father telling me I need to lose weight from the time I was a young, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Telling me I literally remember going to his house and being I'm not going to eat all morning because I'm saving for dinner. At a young age like that. And so that's incredible to have.
Yeah.
Because then as a kid I would have been a lot more
I can't wait
confident.
to see the youth of today grow up because I think they're just going to be already Gen Z is so different, but Gen Alpha I guess it is now.
Is that what
they're
it
going to
is?
be like. Yeah. I just feel they're just going to be even more inclusive and it's incredible.
Yeah.
It really
I'm
is.
excited to see it.
This looks really great. Yeah, and you can watch it on Disney Plus. It does say that that people are on TikTok are really excited about it. But they're saying that
people that
don't forget to point out that it has taken far too long to get here, which I do agree, but let's give them credit for actually doing it.
Yeah.
So at least someone took the stand
let's
because
not
nobody
talk
else has
about
ever
all the negative all the time.
Right, exactly. We don't need to point out that. I mean, we do, but we
There's
don't.
been diversity in every other aspect except for body. So the fact that they're going to do this now is okay, finally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also majority of people today deal with body dysmorphia, body issues, body positivity issues, self-confidence. So definitely these little kids, I hope they, don't live in the same
little kids need
world
it more than
did.
anyone because they grow up into adults that need a lot of therapy. So
As we all do.
Exactly.
Oh my God, yeah. Yes.
So
that is definitely something I'm looking into.
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like everyone needs it. There's
Yeah.
like this big taboo against therapy, or there was.
no, there totally is. But
Well,
like,
now you can do like, now there isn't. Like, it's even the TikTok thing. I'm like, is this geared towards me? Why does this keep coming up on my, when you can like talk to a therapist like
Yes.
online? I'm like, it's
Yeah.
all over my TikTok.
I
I'm like,
know.
is someone trying to tell me something?
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
actually just reaching out to my friend the other day, and I was like, all of your therapists are like virtual, right? And she was like, yes, and it's amazing. So she actually sees a couple
Really?
of them.
A couple?
Wow.
Yeah, so she has a specific trauma therapist and like just a regular everyday
Okay.
one.
Wow.
And it's all virtual, and I'm like, she's like my
Do you
advocate.
talk to them or do you
Yeah.
type to them?
No, you talk to them.
yeah,
It's a Zoom
I
call.
go to therapy on Zoom once a week, and like it's great.
Is it expensive?
Yeah.
That's my biggest
It's
problem.
covered by my insurance,
Okay.
like mainly. Yeah,
Okay.
Just
except for like
find
my
out from your
copay.
insurance.
I know.
But yeah, I would find like an office that has your insurance.
Yeah.
But it's amazing, and like honestly, I just like sit there and just vent for like an hour about anything in my life.
I need that. I need that.
I'm like, this person said that and that and
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and
you
then
feel a
she's
little
just
better.
like, she's really cool.
Yeah.
I would try to find somebody also that just like gets it, and like
Yeah.
I think I've had plus size therapists before. My current one isn't, but she totally gets it. But when I did have one, that was super helpful, and like she
Yeah.
also was Latina and I'm Latina, so like it was
Yeah.
helpful with that aspect. And
Okay.
just stuff like that.
People who understand. Because
Yeah.
my mom was telling me, so when my mom was younger, her mother passed away when she was 30. Not when my mom was 30, my mom was like 4, and her mother passed away when she was 30. So when my mom was younger, she had severe anxiety leading up to becoming 30, because in her head, she was like, that's when my mom died, I'm gonna die at 30. And then but it was during a time when therapy was like taboo,
So
and she
taboo.
could not go. So she was with my dad, and like she would tell him all of like her worries, like I'm gonna die at 30, and he's like, you're crazy. And then she finally, after the fact, like after she went through her divorce, she was like, I need therapy now. She went to therapy, and they were like, it's all trauma, and like it was just all circling back. So she definitely had that relief of like knowing and being able to talk it out. But I can't even imagine it being like, wow, I'm really struggling with anxiety and I can't go to anybody. That's so
Yeah.
terrifying. So I'm like, maybe I should establish a relationship with a therapist,
Yeah.
because I don't think it's as taboo as everyone makes it out to be.
It's
not.
definitely not.
But
So
my
many
my
people
one
are
friend
therapy.
and she's incredible, and she's like my advocate for like, she's like, you're not crazy for going to therapy.
Yeah, I know.
And she's like, I have 2, and she's like, I love them. Like she's just like so, she's just there, you know,
Yeah.
and present in her life, and I'm like, I want that.
You
So-
might actually feel a lot better.
I know.
Like
I
it's
think
actually
I
gonna.
would.
Yeah. As soon as I started going, I also thought it was so taboo.
Yeah.
And my best friend was like, "You need to go to therapy. Like, just go." And I was like, "Stop." And she was like, "Go." And she like forced me to just do it. And she like literally recommended me to her offices, the one that she goes to. But I got a different therapist. And then I've been there like 2 years. And
2 years now
Yeah.
you've been doing it?
And it's been
Wow.
the best thing I've ever done.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm in.
Do it.
Sign me up. I need to like figure out where to look for
Yeah.
one, because that's my biggest problem too, is I don't know like where to start.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of girls can relate, where it's like, I feel like I could benefit from a therapist, but like
Where
where
do I
does one get one?
Yeah, maybe like ask your friends and then be like, don't give me your therapist, but if they have other in their
Yeah.
offices that
Yeah.
they could give me, that would
Yeah.
work.
Cool.
Because then you at least know that practice is good.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's all virtual. Zoom
Yeah,
for
it's
you,
all
you don't-
virtual.
That's
It's
awesome.
been virtual since I started it, because I started during COVID.
Oh wow.
So-
yeah.
And a
Yeah.
lot
Good
of
time
people
to
started
start,
doing
too.
therapy in COVID because
Yeah.
everyone was messed up.
I would have benefited from it, but again, I always
Especially because you were literally by yourself.
for 6 months.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. And then Justin got me cats.
Oh.
And now I have 3. I guess I was alone for so long. But yeah, so
COVID.
I don't know. I definitely am
Yeah.
looking into it now. So
Do
I'll
it.
keep everyone updated if you are also going through that. But
Yeah.
I don't know.
I
It'll be
think
good.
more people do it than you think, so.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And not everyone talks about it, so it's just like,
No.
because I think it's like for people, like people are like, oh, it's a private thing, so it's like, so like I wouldn't care. I would tell people,
Yeah.
I'm going to therapy. But I
Yeah.
feel like some people are just like, they want, that's like their part of their Yeah,
Their
like
life,
that's part of
yeah.
their therapy. Like just keeping it like that little piece of that to themselves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think I've been using Justin as my therapist for the last 4 years.
Yeah, you
If I
probably
use
have.
Paul as my therapist, I have to tell you, I'd probably have to like do drugs or something. Could you imagine?
I know.
Oh my God.
It's
I'd
like
be the worst therapist in the world.
Justin kind of is too, and I'm like, I don't know why I'm talking about this with you. That's usually how it ends, and I'm like, forget it.
Yeah.
Forget it.
So yeah, now I'm just like, I could use. Well, I have Corinne.
Yeah.
She's not the best therapist. You're great for talking to.
Whatever. I actually give
advice
very
on-
good advice. Thank you very much.
I feel like you would.
I would.
Yeah,
I've been
uh-huh.
through some shit. I've been through it.
Yeah, no, she does.
Some murky waters.
Oh my God. I think, yeah.
Well, you're great to go to because you and I are so similar, and
Yeah.
you have a couple years on me. So
couple?
you're like I've been. Well, we're.
She could literally be
sisters.
my child.
We're sisters.
Oh my gosh, really? You look amazing. I would not guess that you. That
I know.
Why, how old do you think I am?
I was gonna say like late 30s.
Oh my God, that's so sweet of you.
Yeah.
I'll be 46 in February.
Oh my God. Well, you look
She
amazing.
doesn't look,
Well, thanks.
and she
Yeah.
doesn't act it either. Might I say?
And I don't have any Botox, by the way.
Yes.
It's because I keep myself chunky. No wrinkles.
No, that's actually
It's
hell
true.
yeah. You look great.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope. And nothing. Wow.
Yeah,
I try.
because
I have good
Gianna's
genes.
how old now? I mean,
Gianna's 17.
yeah.
Yeah.
She just turned
No, that makes
17.
sense.
Doesn't
yeah.
really look like you have a 17-year-old.
No, everyone,
child.
when they come into the shop, people are like, that's not your daughter. I'm like, yes, it is.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, and Gianna looks older because the makeup and stuff,
Yeah.
like, people just assume.
That
Because she
she's
works here, so
20.
she dresses herself. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are always like that lady was like, oh, where do you go to college? Do you have any kids? And Gianna's like, what? Yeah.
I used to
She
get that
does
too,
look a
though,
little
when
bit
I was her
mature.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah, people always thought
Yeah,
I was
when
like
she
25.
doesn't dress
Everyone
up,
always thinks I'm
it's
younger.
different. But like when she's here and she like has her makeup and her hair, people think that she's older than she is.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, my family's always been like that. Even when I was younger, my mom was in like her 40s and 50s, and everyone's be like, "That's not your mom," and I'd be like, "Yes, it is." And my aunt, they all look like. My grandmother was 98 when she passed, and like looked like she was like
My
78.
grandmother was 97 when she passed.
Oh no, she was 97.
This
It was
is
right
good
before her 98th
genes.
birthday.
Wait, what? You guys are like, I don't know.
Just like 20 years
We're soul
apart.
sisters.
That's
What are your
it.
signs?
Aquarius, and I'm an
Okay.
Aries.
And Aries.
Okay.
They get along pretty well.
Interesting. Okay.
I've
Yeah.
never really had an Aquarius friend before, I'll tell you that.
I really
But
haven't either,
it's
honestly.
great.
We're very. Wait, you're.
I'm a Sag.
Oh, that's right. Which
Yeah.
is weird because I think they butt heads a little bit, but you have to be on the
Aquarius?
same
Okay.
wave. Like you have to be like both like power. Like, no, not like in a bad way. Because little Gianna that works here too
Yeah.
is Sag, and
Oh, is she?
I always got along well with her. So
Yeah.
or maybe it's Capricorn that we butt heads. But my cousin's a Capricorn, and I love her to death. So like I think you
Yeah.
just have to be like the same type of people.
And like your rising and your moon matter too.
Oh my god,
Mine
I think
are all
that-
Aquarius.
I think that matters
my
more.
Yeah, I'm
God.
iconic.
Wow.
Just saying.
I'm iconic.
I'm iconic. I love that.
Everyone's always like, "Wait, what?" No, it's not. I'm like, "Okay, do my birth chart."
Oh
It's
my
all
God.
Aquarius except for like 3 things.
Wait, that's so cool
Yeah.
though.
It is very cool. When I first found
Wow.
out, I was like, "Shut up." Yeah, and everyone that does my birth chart is like, this can't be right. I remember Emma was like the first person that told me, and I was like, "What does that mean?" She was like, "That's insane."
Insane.
She's like, "Most people don't have that."
Yeah.
Yeah, the whole chart, and then I have my Venus is in Aries,
Okay.
and then I think I have like. I don't know. I have a Taurus thrown in there. There's some other like 2 weird things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like thrown in there.
I don't know my
Yeah.
other ones by heart. I just know that my rising is Cancer and my moon's Pisces.
Okay.
Okay.
So
I get along really well with Pisces too. So that's
My
good.
rising
my
is
emotions.
Virgo.
Yeah.
okay, my mom's a Virgo. A lot of my best friends are Virgo.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why
Yeah.
you guys, yeah.
And then-
all my friends are Virgos too. Like Cassidy, Sarah,
Yeah.
they're all Virgos.
Oh, really?
I like Virgos a lot. Yeah.
So they say that your rising is more so
Yes.
like your personality than your sun sign.
Yes.
So yeah, like your moon is like your emotions. Your sun is like
Oh, I'm Leo and Moon. I don't know what that means.
And that's why we get
oh
along so well.
Why,
wow.
what's
Because
yours?
that's the opposite of Aquarius is Leo.
Oh.
Yeah.
So like they say like the 2 signs, like when they give you like your other sign.
Yeah.
I told you this the other day. I was like the 2 signs that they said that you're like demons together or something. It was Leo and Aquarius.
Oh god.
Yeah.
That's
us.
so
Like you're like
funny.
little devils together.
Oh my god.
How crazy.
No, Leos are like fiery, like
That's
boom.
Gianna.
Yeah, which like makes sense because a lot of my best friends are Leos, and
Okay.
Sag is also fire, so it's like very.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I'm Aries too, which is also fire.
And wait,
Yeah,
what's Justin?
So Justin is Libra.
Oh, that's right,
Sun.
Libra.
But
oh my God, I love
is,
Libras.
He and I are, so we're similar in all the, like, so our moons are the same. So he's also Leo moon.
Oh, wow.
And I think he's also, whatever his rising, I don't know what it is, but it's an earth sign. Right?
Okay.
So, because Virgo's also earth. Is that true?
I never remember the earth
forget.
signs.
I don't remember either.
I
But
know like the
someone
water
did,
signs, the air signs.
I
My
know
friend
Pisces is
did
water.
our
Yeah.
charts together, and she was like, "You guys are literally identical in like earth, fire, on all of that stuff."
Oh, wow.
So like we react and we have emotional like connections to the same things. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
But he's mostly Scorpio in all the other departments.
So that's Paul. So my household, I'm not even joking, is Aquarius, which everyone's like savage, like will say whatever the hell they want. Scorpio is my husband.
Oh, wow.
My daughter is a Leo, and then my two nieces who live with us, I raised them. Sam is a Scorpio, and Sid is a Cancer. And I have to tell you, I feel terrible for Sydney. Because I feel
She's
like when
probably
the
like,
rest of us
what is
get into
happening?
moods,
Yeah.
Sid's not like a truly moody. She gets a mood sometimes, but not truly. And I'm just like, everyone else is like, bam, bam, bam. And she's just like, you know, like, she's more like emotional. Yeah. And we're all just like, fuck off. And she's just like, what's happening? You know, like, not that she'll go around saying that, but she's more emotional than the rest of us. Like, things hit her harder. Like, she cries over a lot of stuff. And we're just like, what's the problem?
I feel like
we're all like
I don't know where
emotionless.
that comes from.
That's my household. We're all fire except for my mom, who's a Virgo.
Yeah.
So my brother's girlfriend's like, how does it feel just being with all this fire?
Yeah.
And you're like the head of the household, so she's
Oh
like
my God.
taming everybody down.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's amazing how like people like interact and stuff with people like different
It
like
is.
personalities
Yeah.
and like stuff like that.
And it's usually pretty accurate too.
Yeah,
It
I
really
honestly tend to surround myself with mostly like water signs. It happens all the time. But you're a fire.
I'm a fire.
And you're a fire. So maybe it's switching now.
Maybe.
Wait,
it
what's
could be
Virgo?
Earth, I think.
Oh, then I don't know what the hell I'm talking about.
I don't know. That's what I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. 'Cause
I
don't really
forget.
know much about.
I forget
look it up.
what Virgo is.
Oh God.
What is it?
What
look it
is
up.
Virgo?
I think Virgo might be. No, Virgo might be Earth. Maybe you're right. Because Andrea used to tell me. She used to be like, you always have the same signs around you.
So like,
It's Earth.
Okay, it is Earth. So then maybe it was Earth and water. But I feel like I have fire
what's
signs. I don't know.
Capricorn?
I don't remember. She was always like, you gravitate. She was
What's
always like, you
Aquarius?
hire the same
What are you?
water.
Oh.
Not water, air.
Oh. So.
How do you
air
know
and
which
fire.
is which? Aquarius is air.
Aquarius is air. It's the water bearer. That's why a lot of people think it's water, but it's not. It's an air sign.
I fully thought it was water.
Yeah. It's us, Libra, and Gemini.
Okay.
Yeah. Those were the air signs.
Yeah.
I get along
And
very
the
well
water
with air
signs are
signs.
Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio, I think.
I get
Which
along
everyone
Yeah.
thinks Scorpio is not a water sign, but it is a water sign, which
It
makes no
is?
sense because Scorpions are not in the water.
Yeah. Why is that a water
I
sign?
have no idea, but it's a
Wait,
water
you're
sign.
so right. Because you think of Scorpio, you think Earth.
Earth.
You think
Right.
Arizona.
Right.
Yeah.
Like the desert,
You do
you'd
not
think
think.
Earth. It's not. It's a water sign.
That's so weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So
And then
weird.
I think that's what it, me and Andrew went back and like looked at like all the people that I've dated through history, and like 85% of them were water signs.
Oh wow.
And I was
Okay.
like, wow, that's weird.
That
maybe
is
like
weird.
in your romantic relationships, then the water is like
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know,
something
it's
like-
weird. Maybe because I'm the water bearer, I'm like bringing them all. I don't know.
Oh my god, yeah.
Bringing them all in.
I'm bringing them all in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Water people.
I love how we
Bunch of
started
mermen.
this podcast
I
by
know.
positivity. Now,
Positivity to horoscopes.
horoscopes, astrology.
It always ends in a weird way.
I know.
love
I
it
don't know how
though.
we ever get here, but you know we do somehow.
The people are probably like, how are we following this? Like, what are they even talking about? Like, you can't come in at like one specific spot and know what's going to happen at the
No,
end.
you have to listen to the whole thing.
You do.
Yeah.
You 100%
We didn't have
do.
alcohol today.
No, well, it was like
It's
early.
like 10 a.m.
Yeah, it was early today.
Morning,
and I didn't eat
morning
anything yet.
cocktails.
So it's,
I had
it's
I
almost
had
I
some
haven't
of
eaten
those
anything either yet,
Uncrustables.
so-
It's time for my lunch.
Yeah, I probably
I
should eat
know,
a lunch too.
we need to order lunch.
Yeah.
And, I had an Uncrustable though. Those things are freaking delicious.
I
Oh
know.
no, I had a
I'm
bar
jealous.
in the bear. I forgot.
Oh, those. Which one did you have?
Nutrigrain. Yeah.
Those are
Those
so
are good. Did you try those wafer peanut butter ones?
No.
Oh
Those are her
my
favorite.
god,
Okay,
those
I
are
have
my
to try it.
favorite.
I'll try it.
They're
need to try
so
it.
good. They're so good. I don't know who made those, but they're delicious. Never seen them before. All right, so is that it?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're all ready for
Bored-
lunch
we
here.
bored the shit out of everybody else. Fantabulous. So, All right, then.
Yeah.
Everyone. You know what?
I'm waiting for you to take the reins.
So
here, see
I don't know
you
what to say, so get the hell out of here. Bye.